Hello everyone, I am Susanna Assunta Santone and I'm going to highlight the value of an interoperability standard, the pillar of FAIR, and the role of resources such as FAIRsharing. Of course, I refer to standard for the description, structure, harmonization, citation, and sharing of all kinds of data metadata. And these standards are essential to enable machine to reuse data at scale with little or no human intervention. There are several categories of standard. A first category focuses on discoverability of and interoperability among data resources such as databases. The second category focuses on, let's say, record level, for example, data set within a database. These two categories are generally discipline agnostic. A third category focuses on representing more richly, let's say, the records in a databases, and there can be experimental steps. And this category is very much represented by discipline specific standards. There are four types of standard identifiers, guidelines such as minimum information checklist, terminology from control vocabulary to ontology, and format from conceptual model to exchange format. There are over 1,700 standards in all disciplines. Many are ready, but others are deprecated or have been superseded or merged. Some are uncertain in terms of use and further development or implementation, and some are in development. Therefore, it is essential to have resources such as FAIRsharing that provides a snapshot of this dynamic landscape of standards, describe their use, track their evolution, illustrate relation with other standards, display their implementation in databases, repository or knowledge base, and then monitor the adoption of both standards and repository by data policy from funders, journals, and other organizations. There are over 4,000 records in FAIRsharing with over 1,000 contributors. The content that's curated guides consumers such as researchers, developers, librarians, trainers, funder, policymaker, and so forth to consume, to discover and select these standards with confidence, and producer of the standard and databases and policy to make these resources more visible and more adopted and cited. The content is available not just to human but also to machine, and so the trustworthy content enable different data management tasks, which I'm going to briefly illustrate later. FAIRsharing has a thriving community champion program composed by data stewards, data editor, FAIR professional, or early career scientists as well. So there are people at all career level and come from all disciplines that contribute to the content curation, to advocacy, as well as the creation of education material starting from standard and extending on databases and policy. Besides being a registry and a network, FAIRsharing actively contributes to the implementation of the FAIR principle, providing the content that actually powers other resources to enable the creation of a data management plan, the enrichment of FAIR implementation profiles and research graph, as well as the harmonization of FAIR evaluation and FAIR assistance. Now, planning, tracking, and assessing research data is going to be the focus of a new project FAIRsharing it's part of. The project is called OS Trail and starts in February, and it's going to focus on the leverage the work that the RDA GMP working group has created, as well as the work by the EOSC FAIRmetrics Data Quality Task Force on harmonizing the FAIR assessment and FAIR evaluation and moving towards more FAIR assistance. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you to the FAIRsharing community.